S-Sha.
You two. I'm surprised you found this place.
What are you planning on doing by gathering all the ran pigs?
It does not concern you.
It does concern us. We've come here because S-Sha urged us to find you.
I see. That's why there were messages on my cell phone I couldn't recall.
I'll ask you again. What are you planning to accomplish by sacrificing 1,000,000 ran pigs?
I guess it's no use. I'll tell you. Now that we know the Demon King was just an illusion, I have run out of options. Before her soul disappears, I must create a vessel for my soul.
What are you getting at?
Then, listen well to the tale of a pitiful girl.
Very well. The truth of our current strife will finally be explained. I will listen to the reason you've persisted for so long.
A long time ago, I was creating a film. I made a mistake that almost took my life.
Huh? I'm sorry. For a moment, I thought you said film. Did you say kiln, as in those industrial ovens?
No, you heard correctly. A film.
When you say film, you're referring to the moving pictures, yes? Not some kind of coating?
Correct.
What do you mean you were making a film? I thought I'd finally hear the truth of our situation, and you begin by telling jokes? Return my excitement this instant.
Please calm down, Vert. It may get more exciting from here on out, so let's listen until the end of the story.
After my failure and I began to die, S-Sha reached out a helping hand. We weren't particularly close. In fact, it could be said that we were rivals. But even still, she tried to save me. Unfortunately, my body was far too gone for her spells to have effect. Using a forbidden spell, she took my soul from my dying body and transferred it into hers. Ever since then, this body has held the souls of both S-Sha and me. But human bodies aren't designed to house two souls at once. Naturally, her body couldn't withstand the burden, and although it's been gradual, it's beginning to break.
That's why you wish to obtain a body of your own.
Exactly. I can't let S-Sha die.
Oh! You're not thinking of creating a new body with those ran pigs, are you?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I thought the Demon King's body would satisfy the law of equivalent exchange, but that's not possible now. The ran pigs will have to do.
I finally understand the reason you were so persistent about the Demon King. And, as I suspected, the soldiers weren't recruited for fighting outside invaders. You just needed them to capture him.
Correct.
And the invaders were created yourself in order to train the soldiers, yes?
You caught on to that plan too, did you?
Of course. Even though the parts were from other nations, they all had a stamp that clearly showed they were from Leanbox.
As expected of a CPU, I suppose. But that doesn't matter now. Gooman! Lady!
Ha 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 ha! You called, S-Sha?
What's our job this time?
Are the preparations complete?
If you're talking about the ran pigs, yes. All 1,000,000 are in their cages.
All right. I'll head to the ritual area immediately. Please, deal with these two.
So, they figured us out. Okay, we'll do our best for S-Sha.
It's in your hands now.
Where are you going?
Whoa there, step back. You two won't be getting any farther than this.
Then we'll simply pass through by force. Let's go, Nepgear.
Okay.
And on that, welcome back to part 28 of Neptunia VIIR. Now we know what S-Sha's real goal is to try and save S-Sha. We need to push forward before she kills 1,000,000 ran pigs.
What should I do?
But in this boss fight, your priority should really be Dogu Lady first, because she can heal both of them. But you gotta still be wary because it is the kind of, one's the force and the other's the healing. Like one's more magic based and will heal whilst Dogu Man will try and beat the shit out of you. But I say that knowing that this is much more of a mini boss. Like they kind of go easy on you because you've just had the encounter with Ultra Dimension Neptune. and Neptune can do a hell of a lot to you in a short space of time if you let her. She can really beat the shit out of you, so this is a little bit more relaxed, I guess, just to sort of give you a breather after that last one. And even after we've done this fight, we've still got like more of the Golden Summit. Like I said, Vert's version of the Golden Summit is the biggest by quite a stretch, which is bizarre that they decided to make this one so big compared to the other ones. Not that I'm really complaining, because I enjoy longer dungeons in any kind of game to an extent. I say that knowing full well that I've played and finished Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, and the last 2 dungeons of that game can rot in hell. They're so evilly long. Or even like now, I've been playing Mary Skelter recently, and I just finished a temple area, and that area you can rot in hell as well, because like the floors are 60 by 60 meters long, which might not sound like much, but it's 60 by 60 blocks basically, and it's a giant maze. Like the mazes are goddamn huge, and it's like 3 floors straight. Like it took me hours to get through it. I was so burnt out of the temple aesthetic by the end of it. I'm just happy to be going into the downtown area now, because it's at least got more variety of the aesthetic. And I can actually start trying to upgrade that Mary gun one. No, I'm in the downtown area, if I remember where it is. And it's okay, it's still technically on topic. I mean, same publisher. I know I have an awful tendency of going really off topic in these things, but it is kind of on topic, I guess. Maybe, not really. But these two really aren't that bad. Like I said, they're a warm-up, they're a mini-boss in between the 2 main events. And a lot of the time, their positioning is not really that well thought out. They will stick together way too much, so you can use that to your advantage to hit both of them with a lot of group attacks. But you are going to see me start making a push now towards Doggy Lady just because of her healing capabilities. I want her out of the picture as soon as I can. I can't remember how strong her healing actually is, but it's just not worth letting keep around kind of thing. Also, yeah, you might have just noticed there, this doesn't count as a boss fight. This didn't count as a boss fight, so Netgear didn't do the full version of Celestial Severance, she just stopped there. Which, that surprised me when I played this. I would have almost thought this would definitely be a mini-boss, boss encounter-esque thing, but no, this is just, the game considers this a normal enemy encounter. When the only other time we fight Doggy Man and Doggy Lady, I believe, is in the Colosseum mode, which won't be introduced till later on, but it's just like a fight into your heart's content mode kind of thing, and they have a bunch of old enemies that you can't access, or old bosses that you obviously can't fight again in there, for a lot of them. But in the Colosseum, when I get to it, I'll try and show off the Colosseum sooner rather than later, because if you beat the game, then go to fight the Colosseum, I'm telling you right now, you'll be too powerful. Very, very, very little inside the Colosseum will actually be able to stand a chance against you. It's kind of ridiculous how they really want you to fight the Colosseum the moment you unlock it, because if you come back for it later, it's a joke. Like, there's an old video, like, you know, I've got a playlist that was just, I've got a playlist that's dedicated to my first experiences with all the Neptunia games as I went through them, and there's one that says I think I buffed Nep a bit too much, and that proves my point, because it was only just after I beat the game, and I went to fight one of the hardest, what was supposed to be one of the hardest Colosseum fights, and I did like 99% of its health in a single strike. But anyway, the Dogus are dead, so, well, defeated, so we got a cutscene and then we can press on with the rest of the Gold Summit.
I'm done as well. You're really strong, Vert.
You two are surely aware of what S-Sha is attempting to do, yes?
Of course.
Then why do you help her?
That's because S-Sha is just as precious to us as she is to S-Sha.
S-Sha was originally a friend of ours from a long time ago. At first, we were shocked when we discovered her soul was in S-Sha's body. She was a kind girl, despite her poor social skills, but we never had even heard of someone using a forbidden spell to displace a soul.
But it's what S-Sha truly wanted. So we decided that we'd all live together along with S-Sha. However, after some time had passed, S-Sha revealed that a time was coming when her body could no longer hold both of their souls. Since then, we've searched so desperately for a way to save S-Sha.
And so you've arrived at this method.
That's right. We may not have known her long, but S-Sha is a part of our family. She was saved purely by the kindness of S-Sha's heart. That's enough of a reason for us to help, even if we have to do something inhumane.
Well, I don't think you two were very human to begin with.
Don't be so insensitive, Vert. They have such a good, moving story to tell.
I understand why you would support her, but there's something that simply doesn't make sense.
What is it?
How did S-Sha come to discover that their body would not last?
It is her body, after all. Isn't it natural she would know about her own body the best?
What did S-Sha have to say about it? It was originally her body, was it not?
S-Sha said it wasn't true, but S-Sha insisted that she was just trying to endure the pain.
I see. I have one last question. Who proposed this method of transferring S-Sha's soul into another vessel, an actual body?
The way to create a new body using the Demon King or now using the Ran Pigs as substitutes were all S-Sha's ideas.
But now that I think of it, it's kind of odd how these ideas seem to have come to her.
Odd. How so?
She often falls asleep while sitting in a chair. Whenever she came up with those ideas Goom Man mentioned, it was always right after she woke.
S-Sha's a clever kid. She's probably always thinking of crazy ideas even in her dreams.
Well, it was different with the Ran Pigs, though. Someone named R4 suggested that idea.
R4?
That name. It's the same name as the deity of sin who once terrorized game industry. It's also the same name as the opponent Nepgear battled in Zero Dimension.
That's right. So naturally, we were shocked at the coincidence. But don't worry. She may have bad taste in makeup, but she's definitely a human. Oh, but that girl Neptune who came along with R4 was very sweet, inside and out.
I didn't expect to hear her name in a place like this. Her characteristics match up with the R4 I fought in Zero Dimension too. But I thought we had defeated her.
I see now. I'm starting to see some connections here. This is merely speculation, but it might be possible that R4's deceived S-Sha.
Could that really be true?
My instincts tell me it's highly probable.
Then would that mean this whole issue about her body falling apart isn't true?
If S-Sha didn't agree with S-Sha's story about the failing body, then it's likely. Deception is a game R4 is all too familiar with.
No way! So we've been tricked!
Where is R4 currently?
She was with us moments ago, but she suddenly disappeared.
Then, in order to find out what is actually going on here, we'll need to speak with both S-Sha and S-Sha one more time. Could you two guide us to where they are?
Yes, we'll lead the way. Let's go and find the truth together.
To be fair, that is a valid point from Nepgear. Like, we've seen R4 get completely demolished. Well, Zero Dimension's R4 get completely demolished in this game, so what's she doing back again? I guess that's just a mystery for another time. Anyway, this final proper floor, it's a bit interesting in the sense of everything is kind of connected. It's just, as you can tell as we're running through, a lot of it is too high for us to reach. This is a very platform heavy floor if you want to get to all the secrets. If you're just going to the end is actually like really close by, but because there's a teleporter in the middle, and the moment you take it, it takes you out of this floor. But if you want to get all the loot, well, you're going to be exploring and running around here for a little while, which is probably why this video ended up so long, because I end up not completely losing my bearings, but getting there. Like moments like this, where there's just this random item sitting way over here that you can't reach without jumping to it from there.
Let us be graceful.
And because I don't know how much more loot is on this floor, every time I pick up a new piece, I check it in the menu. Because if I know how much loot is on the floor, I'll wait until I've picked up everything and then get it, kind of thing. Like here, this is what I mean. This teleporter here takes you right to the end. And so when I realised, I was like, oh wait, that's the right way, I'm going to not go that way. Oh, I couldn't avoid that fight.
I wonder what's inside.
Oh, me get a mask. Like I said, in the original Neptunia and Rebirth 1, Ran Pigs, although the name was spelt exactly the same as it is now, were not pronounced Ran Pigs or Ran Pigs. They were pronounced Lan with an L. It was L-A-N as its pronunciation, but it was still spelled R-A-N. which then really threw me off coming into this game when they suddenly call them Ran pigs. Because I was like, well, no, they're Lan pigs. Even if it's spelt Ran, like, I appreciate that they're finally acknowledging that it's not spelt L-A-N, but they've never pronounced it that way. I always just put it down to, well, it was Super Dimension, so that was Super Dimension's pronunciation, now this is Hyper Dimension, so this is Hyper Dimension's pronunciation, but it still just struck me as odd as all. But I wonder what led to that decision in the first place, as we have this stab worm, who has breakable parts. Yeah, just as a reminder, it's not just bosses that can have breakable parts. It's just only bosses where it really matters, because this enemy here is not going to make much of a difference regardless. If you want to get to that teleporter to our right, you have to kind of go around a long, windy path around the edge. Like, if you try and just head straight to where the map says to go, you won't be able to get up. You have to follow a path, which I do highlight as we go. Also, we get a green hat with glasses for Netgear, and I was really fighting myself whether to equip it or not, because it's like, yeah, but with glasses, yeah, I think this is it. Like, we need to get to that path on the top center that goes around to that teleporter on the edge. But if you try and go straight for it, and I think it clicks, like, now it's just clicked for me. You have to go this way. You have to go around the edge here, because all the platforms that lead to it are higher here, so you have to follow around and then platform across. If you're not comfortable, you'll make that higher platform, jump to the lower one next to it. It's there for your comfort. And then now you're up here. If you try and approach this from any other angle, you can't get up here. You have to actually think about it. And there's two teleporters. You've got this one here that leads to a little bit of loot, and then you've got one right on the far end that leads to more. As we get more of the X round. To be fair, I like the X round set. It's a nice design on it, which I know isn't saying too much, because a lot of Vert's CPU designs are kind of simplistic and revealing, but it's got the most to it that's kind of unique kind of thing. I think that's the only way I can think to put it. Also, I kept this fight in because I want to show how powerful positioning really is with Slash Wave, as a very loud truck just drove up the road. Don't know how much the mic would have picked that one up. Also, we're level 45, we're way too powerful now. And we also get the dumbest piece of equipment in the game, the online gaming plate. Look, it puts a Japanese plate of an old RPG right above your character's head if you equip it. Needless to say, I'm not equipping it, but it's still kind of funny to have. And I'm pretty sure that's all the loot, so we can move on now. Oh no, wait, we got the other side.
I wonder what's in.
Hey, X round B. Jesus, look at that. Yeah, we've been everywhere. For a second I thought past me wasn't going to equip it. Yeah, the only piece we missed is the core, which is a shame, because the core is what changes what's on their chest, and like on a personal level, I've never been particularly keen on Vert's default. Like everyone else's default, I think is the nice balance of powerful, strong, yet having some of their sexiness kind of thing. The theming they're going for with the art thing is to make them powerful but sexy. So if that's what they're going for, I'm going to critique that. And Vert's, I feel, is like too much almost. Like, you know, when like I'm going to struggle with my wording here because I'm not really sure how to really put it, but it is kind of like too little ends up making it not what it should be kind of thing. Like, just not wearing much clothing isn't innately sexy, at least in my mind. And I think that's what Vert's default armor set has always suffered from the word go. It's, oh, just because we've given her as little as possible doesn't immediately mean it's sexy, guys. Whilst everyone else's, I think, finds a much nicer balance. That being said, we've got a cutscene, so the sexy balance talk will have to wait.
Please stop this. Don't get in the way. This is for your sake, too. No, I never wanted it to be like this. This is our only option, Isha. This is all we can do to help ourselves. Can't you see you've been deceived? Won't you please come to your senses? That kind of talk is not necessary now. I'm returning your body to you, and that's that. S-Sha, why? Why has it come to this?
S-Sha, wait!
Please, S-Sha, think this through one more time.
S-Sha, dearest, please, stop this plan.
You've defeated both Goo Man and Lady, I see. No, worse. You've captured them. It's no matter. It's too late. I'm starting the ritual regardless.
It failed.
No, it can't fail. Once more. Why? Why won't it work?
It appears to truly have failed.
It seems like it. And from what I can see, she's failing to start the spell, but...
Could it be? Gooman, lady, count the Ranpigs, quickly.
But we're not your allies right now?
Oh well, fine. It's alright. Let's count them up real quick.
Yes, it's fine this way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think all the tension just vanished.
Indeed.
999,994. 999,995. 999,996.
What? He already counted that much?
Goomman's dynamic vision and calculation skills are supreme. They're completely unparalleled.
999,997. 999,998. 999,999. Huh?
What is it?
There's one missing.
What? Did you say? How can this be? When we came here, there were definitely 1 million of them.
This appears to be our only opportunity to put an end to this and stop S-Sha.
Stop me? You, whom I've already defeated?
I may have lost once, but now that Nepgear is with me, losing is an impossibility.
Very well. I will be your opponent, and you will feel the burn of my golden power once more.
You will be the one to face defeat. You will feel the might of Leanbox's CPU in every blow.
VIIR's episode final boss time, and it's against S-Sha, because you know they always have to end in a gold third fight. And this one was going to make a bunch of Final Fantasy references as we go along. Namely, I Will Never Be a Memory, quoting Sephiroth from the Advent Children follow-up film for Final Fantasy VII. There's also a few others, but that's just the most apparent one, at least to me it was. And the thing is, like, S-Sha's defense isn't that high, so you are going to see us burn through this health bar relatively quickly. She's a bit of a glass cannon. Like, she can whip out a lot of pain and damage very quickly if you allow her, as you can kind of see there of how much pummeling Nepgear just took. She just doesn't take it well back. So you gotta, if you want to, you can try and damage race her, and it is a very acceptable strategy in defeating her here. You just gotta be wary that if you go for any other strategy really, she can lay down the pain very quickly, so you got to counter that. And thankfully this does count as a boss fight, so Nepgear gets a full strike here. God, look how much damage that did. Do you see what I mean? Like, S-Sha's not that defensive. She just has a lot of offensive capabilities, which can make her a threat if you're under-leveled. Like I said, I'm almost saying over-leveled at this point, which I didn't mean to do. I just fight what's in my way, you know? Like you saw on that 4th floor, I only fought like 3 or 4 enemies. Everything else I avoided because I've got too overpowered. Thankfully, this balances out because when we get to the end piece of Act 2, I'm just the right level for all the bosses going through. And so I get a much healthier challenge out of it. But if you're fighting this boss at a more healthy level, like I said, closer to 40, 40 is the level you should finish each episode on to be around the level they expect you to be. Anything more, you're over-leveling a little. But if you are the expected level, this fight is something you need to be wary of a lot, because she can kick your ass, as you keep on seeing the way she's pummeling into Nepgear. Thankfully we're doing alright now because I'm keeping on top of healing and positioning with what I'm doing. but
even at the
she
cost of
can
my
kick
life,
your ass if you
I
give her the
cannot beat
opportunity
Isha.
to, because of how much of a glass cannon she is. It can be a very quick fight regardless of what you do, because she will either wipe the floor with you or you'll start wiping the floor with her, as you can kind of see what's going on here. But you can't. But it's not like there's not much else I can really say on the fight. Like, she has a few special attacks that she'll use on her last few health bars that you need to be wary of, just like the other Gold Third members.
Enough boasting.
But at this point, you kind of know the routine of what you need to be doing with the Gold Third characters, because although they have individual attacks and individual stats, they're not too different in their levels, kind of thing. Like, they're all around the level 40 mark with what they can do. And they don't have access to all of their abilities, just some of them. Which is a shame, because I think it would add a lot more to the fight if all the Gold Third members could use all of their abilities on you. Because some of them are real fucking cool. Just putting it out there, some of them have got really cool designs and effects and how they work, and you just don't get to see them unless you use them in your team. However, most players, and I can say this knowing that I kind of did it for a while as well, and I'll try not to when they get to them, when you actually get them playable properly, like as in they get them as part of your team, you're kind of tempted to not use them because you have access to the goddesses, and the CPUs are just better. The CPUs and the candidates are just better, because it's like the CPUs at the strongest, then it's the candidates, then it's the Gold Third, then it's the humans. The only, like, outlier to this is Ultra Dimension Neptune, because despite being human, she's ridiculously powerful.
All right, the final strike.
I mean, as in, she's strong. I'd say she's stronger than some of the CPU candidates, definitely. I don't know if she's like stronger than the actual CPUs when they reach their max potential, but she's definitely right the fuck up there. It's kind of ridiculous how powerful Adult Nep or Nep Ultra Dimension is. But anyway, this war is just about finished, as S-Sha has been defeated. Like I said, glass cannon, she will rip the shit out of you if you give her the chance to, but her defense really isn't that strong, so you shouldn't have too much trouble unless you're a little under-leveled. Or, you know, a proper level, not 40-fucking-5. But yeah.
I am to fall, with my greatest desire unfulfilled.
There may be another method available. You won't have to sacrifice anyone. Would you care to keep looking? We can find it together.
I've already searched exhaustively for such a method. This was the only way. But even if this wish will not be granted, then all that's left to do is...
What are you plotting now?
I'm going to extinguish my soul from this body. It should be possible if I borrow the power of the Golden Summit. No, you mustn't do that! My life had already once been destined to die. It's nothing you need to worry over. I've caused you a lot of trouble, but our time together was fun. Thank you, Is-Sha. Farewell.
You stubborn idiot!
Huh?
Why are you so committed to sacrifice?
I've already said. I've told you it's because this is the only way to save Is-Sha.
Does that mean it's correct and proper to do? I have no idea what relationship you two have. What if it harms both of you in the process? Also, how could you dare waste the life that Is-Sha so graciously saved? You can find a way to live together.
It's not possible.
Is-Sha, is it even true that your body will not last any longer? That you will die if you continue hosting two souls?
Yeah, tell us, Is-Sha. Is it true?
Is-Sha, dear, speak up.
Please, you two. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but give me room to breathe.
No.
Oh, she said no!
It's been so long since I've heard her say that. That no is no lie.
As I've stated, you're both quite overbearing, so please refrain from...
No! Is-Sha's just pushing herself for my sake. No, I'm not. I'm not pushing myself, S-Sha. You're just convincing yourself of that.
Is-Sha is actually talking straight to Vert.
To think she'd be able to talk to anyone else besides us. It's wonderful.
What do you mean I'm just convincing myself? I felt something so abnormal and wrong and... What's abnormal? What? I feel nothing wrong with my body. What about you, S-Sha? What do you feel? Huh? Why had I thought that way? It was my own will to save you. You are not a burden to me. You don't ever need to concern yourself with thoughts like that. You don't hate me for this? If I hated you, I wouldn't have saved you. I saved you because your life was very dear to me, and that's the truth. Do you hate me, S-Sha? How could I possibly hate you? Isha, you saved me. I love you. Oh, how could I ever feel badly towards you? You saved me from certain death, and you even sympathize and care for me now. I'm so glad you didn't hate me after all. I'm sorry, Isha.
Lovely. Everything's been resolved, it seems.
Yes, thank you for your hard work, Vert.
And thank you for helping me, VIIR.
No, it's not done yet. I have a request.
What is it, S-Sha?
I want you to destroy this tower. Because this tower exists,
I've had questions about this tower since I first laid eyes upon it. What is this for, exactly?
This tower, the Golden Summit, is a symbol of Gold Third. And more importantly, it is the very source of our power. Can you see that crystal? This tower gathers the people's faith, and that crystal takes CPU share energy and converts it for Gold Third to be able to access it.
So this is the secret to your power. Wouldn't you lose these powers if we destroyed it?
I happened upon this power by chance. I have no stock in it. It's of no value to me.
I understand.
Neptune, you little imbecile! What's the meaning of this missing ran pig?
Man, that is just so strange. I thought I counted up 1 million. Must have messed up somewhere.
Don't give me tee-hee!
But the ritual doesn't really matter, right? You've got what you're looking for.
Well, yes, that's true, I suppose.
Ooh, looks just like a regular console cable. But is it really what that person's looking for? You didn't get tricked with a fake, did you?
It's authentic. It's worn in all the right places. Notice its texture and flexibility. This is no fake. It's exactly what our master searches for. All we have to wait for is that moody ninja to steal the rest from the other nations.
So Arthur got to escape and live another day, did she? She'll have her time. She'll have her time. But similar to the other episodes, if you go to advance the plot at this point, you're ending the episode. So make sure you hand in your side quest to get the extra financial gain, and then when you're ready, click on the cutscene because we'll be wrapping up. And we've only got one episode left of Act 2 before we go into the finale
After we
piece.
destroyed the tower's center, we took the 999,999 ran pigs and left the Golden Summit behind us. There are still many unsolved mysteries, such as why the CPUs have been forgotten, or how to free the ran pigs from the curse. But we were able to solve the troubles caused by a girl named S-Sha, who desired to save a girl named Isha without a single casualty. Leanbox is still in an unending battle with outside invaders, but with our new friend S-Sha and my younger sister VIIR, I have a feeling this nation can be great again.
Wait a second. Did you call me your younger sister, Vert?
Oh, you heard that?
Everybody did.
So they have. In any case, my story has come to a close.
Next time on Neptunia VIIR, we'll be entering the final episode of the Act 2, Neptunes. But until then, you guys take care now.